Thomas Alva Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park. Thomas Alva Edison, February 11, 1847 to October 18, 1931, was an American inventor and businessman who has been described as America's greatest inventor. He held a world record 1,093 patents in the United States, singly or jointly, and is credited with developing many devices that profoundly influenced life around the world, including the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and a practical, long-lasting electric light bulb. Early life. Born in Milan, Ohio, Edison was the youngest of 7 children of Samuel and Nancy Edison. In 1854 the family moved to Port Huron, Michigan. He attended school for only a few months. A teacher called him adult, and his mother withdrew him and taught him at home. Largely self-educated, he read voraciously and conducted his first experiments in a makeshift laboratory in the family basement. At age 12 he began suffering from severe hearing loss. He became nearly deaf, which he later said helped him concentrate. To earn money, he sold newspapers and candy on trains and set up a small chemical lab in a baggage car. At 15 he learned telegraphy and worked as a telegraph operator for several years, roaming across the Midwest and Canada. Path to fame. In 1869 Edison moved to New York City and soon secured financial backing for his inventions. His first major success came with an improved stock ticker, which he sold for $40,000. With the proceeds he established his first proper workshop in Newark, New Jersey, and in 1876 opened the famous laboratory at Menlo Park, the world's first industrial research facility. There, with a team of skilled workers, he pioneered the modern concept of organized, team-based invention. In 1877 he invented the phonograph, the first machine that could both record and reproduce sound. When he demonstrated it by reciting, "Mary had a little lamb," the device astonished the world and earned him the nickname, the Wizard of Menlo Park. His most famous invention followed, the practical incandescent light bulb. Although others had produced glowing filaments, Edison and his team tested thousands of materials before finding a carbonized bamboo filament that lasted over 1,200 hours. More importantly, he developed an entire electrical lighting system, generators, wiring, fuses, and meters, making electric light commercially feasible. In 1882 his Pearl Street power station in Lower Manhattan began supplying electricity to 59 customers, lighting up part of New York City for the first time. Other major achievements: alkaline storage battery, used in early electric cars. Kinetograph, motion picture camera, and kinetoscope, peephole viewer, laying the foundation for the film industry. Improvements to the telegraph, telephone transmitter, and many other devices. Personal life and business. Edison married 16-year-old Mary Stilwell in 1871. They had 3 children before her death in 1884. In 1886 he married Minna Miller. They also had 3 children. Minna provided emotional stability while Edison worked 16 to 18 hours a day. A brilliant businessman, he founded numerous companies, including what became General Electric. He fought the War of the Currents against Nikola Tesla and George Westinghouse, defending his direct current (DC) system against their alternating current (AC), but AC ultimately prevailed for long-distance power transmission. Final years and legacy. In his later years Edison worked on domestic rubber production from plants, naval defense projects during World War I, and further refinements to his inventions. He died of complications from diabetes on October 18, 1931, at his home in West Orange, New Jersey, aged 84. Edison's most famous quote sums up his philosophy: "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." His laboratories in West Orange are preserved as the Thomas Edison National Historical Park. Few individuals have shaped the modern world as profoundly as Thomas Edison, the man who, more than anyone else, helped illuminate it. Thomas Edison's role in the phonograph. Thomas Alva Edison invented the phonograph. He was the first person in history to create a device that could both record and reproduce sound. When and how it happened. Year: 1877. Place: Menlo Park Laboratory, New Jersey. Date of first successful demonstration: December 6 to 7, 1877. Edison was actually working on improving the telephone and telegraph when he got the idea. He realized that the vibrating diaphragm of a telephone could be used to indent a moving surface with sound waves. On a whim, he built a simple machine in just a few hours. The first phonograph, 1877 model, a rotating cylinder wrapped in tinfoil. A hand crank to turn the cylinder, a horn with a needle, stylus, that moved up and down as someone spoke or sang into it. The needle scratched tiny grooves into the tinfoil corresponding to the sound waves. When the needle was played back over the grooves, the vibrations recreated the original sound. Edison tested it himself by shouting the nursery rhyme, "Mary had a little lamb," into the mouthpiece. When the machine played his voice back, everyone in the lab was stunned. It was the first time a human voice had ever been recorded and reproduced. Key points about his role: sole inventor. Edison conceived the complete idea and built the working prototype himself in 1877. No one before him had ever recorded and played back sound mechanically. He filed the patent on December 24, 1877, U.S. Patent 200,521, which is considered one of the most original and important patents ever granted. The invention made him instantly world famous and earned him the nickname, the Wizard of Menlo Park. Later improvements, by Edison himself, although others, especially Alexander Graham Bell and Emil Berliner, later improved the technology, Edison kept working on the phonograph throughout his life. 1888, replaced tinfoil with wax cylinders, much better sound quality. Created the first commercial phonographs for offices, dictation, and home entertainment. Introduced the Edison Diamond Disc records in 1912 with superior sound. In short, Thomas Edison is the original inventor and father of recorded sound. The phonograph was entirely his creation in 1877, and it launched the entire recording industry we know today: music, audiobooks, podcasts, and everything else that depends on capturing and playing back sound.